us up, Dom, we are going to do a segment that I call generic questions. Those of you that have seen my interviews before know this where I asked Dom the questions he might be asked on social media, such as his favorite overall wrestling match, favorite overall pay-per-view card, such as Double or Nothing 2019, favorite theme song, favorite tag team, and favorite wrestler. So what's your favorite match of all time, Dom?
Favorite match of all time, probably Triple H and Cactus Jack Royal Rumble 2000. Yeah, I think that would be my favorite.
Why does that one speak to you as a fan?
Just because it was the storytelling was so great. Mick Foley was coming to the end of his career. Triple H was going to put him out. Cactus Jack was this indestructible character that went down after being pedigreed onto thumbtacks. It was great storytelling, and I got emotional, man. I mean, that would be one, and I think I've talked about this to death. But I think actually one to overtake that will always be Mankind's first title win against The Rock on Raw. And I know I mentioned that at the start of this interview. I cried and I still cry. I am 37 and I still, at the time of recording, 2024, February the 12th, and I still cry at Mick Foley winning the title against The Rock on that Raw when Stone Cold helped him win. That was vindication. That was, if he could, and Michael Cole, one of the greatest calls, as much as I detest celebrity culture, as people have got to be given their due. And Michael Cole is an incredible commentator, an incredible asset to WWE, and has been for decades now. This is what I can't remember the specific, and I don't want to come off the screen and Google it and start typing on your podcast, and so you can. But this is the dream of everybody who's ever been told you can't do it. That basically is it. This is the dream, and this is for everybody that's ever been told you can't do it. That, man, I get emotional thinking about it. That was all I needed to take me to push me through pain, to make me stand in those rooms still when I'm in pain, to do the things I do if they matter to anybody. That is why, because a fictional character on a theatrical television show who didn't look like everybody else won a title, a fictional title. Nobody believed he was going to do it because he didn't look the mold. He didn't look like, your Rock. He didn't look like The Rock. He looked like Mick Foley. He looked like Mankind. Yeah. And he limped and he was beaten up and he was battered after years of death matches and whatever. And I was like, and he wasn't supposed to be a champion.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be in, let's look at it this way, right? Maybe people think he wasn't, okay, let's relate this back. Let's do a little bit of, weirdness here, right? Maybe that's the reason why when I'm in those media rooms and I'm standing for hours interviewing guys and I'm the only guy in there with cerebral palsy, maybe that's why. Because maybe somebody made me believe that I was going to be that I was going to do these things. I've won national awards. I've done a 10K. I've toured the world, all because maybe people don't think I can do it. Maybe people don't. Yeah. Maybe there's some people out there that don't think I can do it. That don't think I can have a successful relationship, that don't think I can be a successful counselor, that don't think I can be a successful journalist. For those people, that's why I'm still doing what I'm doing. But that came from that moment. It came from that match. It was Mick Foley wasn't supposed to do it, but he did. I wasn't supposed to do certain things. I was told when I was younger, that I wasn't going to be on radio, or I wasn't going to be a successful journalist, and people weren't ready for someone with cerebral palsy on the radio. And then I went on to, work for the BBC, but I did it. And now here's my reason why I've sat and bigged myself up for 2
Yeah.
minutes. You've done the same thing, right? Right? You've done the same thing. You're here, hundreds of interviews deep, on the back of an idea. Anthony Talks is another great example. Given his reign,
Check him out, definitely.
given all the challenges that Anthony's faced, he's doing it anyway. And I bet there's some people out there that didn't believe he could do it. I mean, I know that he's had some negative social media stuff. You've had some negative social media stuff somewhere. So have I, where people have said, "Oh, if you've cerebral palsy or if you've got a disability, you shouldn't be doing this." Who the fuck are you, mate?
Yeah.
Because we're all doing it. We're all doing it. Alistair McGeorge works for the Metro, probably one of the premier wrestling journalists in the UK, lives in Manchester. He doesn't live in London. He's never, he travels all over the world because he believed in himself enough to bet on himself and build a wrestling platform at Metro and at various publications that he's done. Another great example, Anthony and I were two students at the same college who one day thought we would start a wrestling podcast, and then we did, and here it is. Me and Sam Smith and Andy Spores wanted to do WrestleSphere. It's out there. It's there for people to see and people to engage with. And if you need some support, I'm not talking to you directly, Tom. If anybody watching this needs some support, if I can help you do those things, I promise you I will try my level best. I will try my level best. And Tom, thankfully you are, you're the evidence of what is possible. You're the never mind. I know I've just sat and bigged myself up, put myself over in a wrestling term, but you're the evidence. So if I stop doing it tomorrow, you might say in an interview down the road, there was this guy, Dom Smith, who helped me out. Right? That's cool. To quote Carlito, I'm cool with that. That's good enough for me.
So we talked about.
I went way off. Mankind of the Rock on Raw when he wins the title.
We talked about your favorite match there. We'll just quickly wrap up with the pay-per-views because I know we're all the time.
It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Go for it, dude.
Your favorite overall pay-per-view card of all time?
Oh, dude. No, because I don't want to Google it. Oh man.
Give me some matches and I'll be able to.
What was the WrestleMania with Raven, Kane, and the Big Show in a hardcore?
X7.
That was great. Loved that. Yeah, that one. Let's go with that one.
WrestleMania X7.
Yeah. Let's do that. That was great. I love that.
Favorite wrestler's entrance theme.
Oh, mate. You know what? Sometimes I listen to people might not even remember him. Bless you, but I know he's a very successful personal fitness trainer now. I think in the US. Ezekiel Jackson's theme. That was great. He was an Intercontinental Champion for a time. There will be no stopping. Yeah, I love that. Right, I listened to that in the car. Code Orange, Shatter, which was of course Bray's theme on his return. I love Code Orange. Had the great pleasure to interview them a couple of times. Oh man, there's so many. I know as a music guy, this is probably a very hard it's really tough, man. Just for the nostalgia, Mankind's theme, the da 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 da. Yeah, that one. Just for that, there's some bangers. Rhea Ripley's Now. I love Rhea Ripley's Now. This Is My Brutality. Yeah, I think there's a few there. Yeah.
Jeez, I knew when we brought up the music question, I know Dom quite well, and I knew full well that one would take a while. What about your favorite tag team?
You see, it's funny. I had to censor myself for the music question because there's so many. Tag teams are the same. Now I've got some real offshoots, and I'm really looking forward to play because I think they're in the game this year. WB 2K24. They're Headbangers. Right. I know it's silly. I know wrestling purists are gonna be like, "You're a wrestling journalist. You're a wrestling media professional." They're Headbangers. Like Mosh and Thrasher. They real men wear skirts, man. As a kid, as a teenager, who like grew up on that alternative music, I was like, I'm gonna wear a skirt. to college and and whatever, like college, yeah, it would have been college at that time, maybe a little younger. I'm gonna wear a skirt because Mosh and Thrasher are doing it, and I feel confident enough to do so. Right, I'm gonna put eyeliner on because Mosh and Thrasher are doing it. So not necessarily for wrestling skill, but the headbangers character was great. I think if you're talking like greatest of all time, I mean, I love the head shrinkers. I love that. Again, anything a bit weird, you know me. Anything a bit weird in left field. Love the head shrinkers. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a modern day. I love the Judgment Day. I know that's a faction, but I love what the Judgment Day are doing. R-Truth, of course. National Treasure. I know he's not technically in the Judgment Day, but the Judgment Day is a faction. Yeah, amazing. Let me think of one more for you. Let me think about, you know what, I don't give AEW enough credit in this. House of Black, you know what I mean? Spooky,
I thought
spooky,
you'd be a
weird.
House of Black.
I'm a House of Black guy. There's one of my favorite, in fact, my favorite ever wrestling interview was Malachi Black. I did it with John at AEW gave me it. One of the first, I think it was the first AEW interview we ever did. It's on Soundsphere. Go check it out. It's an hour long, an hour and a bit long. It was a big chat. And I'm really proud of it. The Acclaimed as well. Scissor me, Tom. There you go. Right? There you go. The Acclaimed. I got to speak to Max Caster again on Soundsphere. I love what the Acclaimed are doing, man. I love the Acclaimed. And everybody loves the Acclaimed.
I knew that was coming. I should have known that. Anyway, as we wrap this up, Don, the biggest generic question, in my opinion, my friend. I know the answer because I know you very well. But who is your favorite overall wrestler of all time?
Right. I'm gonna put one present. I'm gonna put maybe a couple present day, and I'm gonna give you the answers that everybody knows. So Mick Foley, all time. Bray Wyatt, very very close second. Bray obviously modern day equivalent of Mick for me, and just I'm still I never thought I'd get emotional over a fictional character and somebody I never met. We had the same birthday. As well. Bray, second. Sean Waltman, the 1-2-3 kid, the third. Modern day. I think Dominic Mysterio is one of the best heels out there. Roman Reigns, of course. Cody Rhodes. Man, Cody Rhodes is the perfect face. But he's the perfect good guy. Cody Rhodes is the perfect good guy. Couple of left field ones for you. Abaddon. They are doing some incredible work over on AEW. Love the zombie thing. I think they're doing some incredible stuff. Let me think of a couple of MLW guys. I think Hammerstone I loved in MLW. I think MLW is great. TNA, of course. TNA, I mean, there's so many great examples in TNA. Crazy Steve, who we actually interviewed. It was the last interview we did on Give Me a Hull, before we transferred to WrestleSphere. Crazy Steve's great. Fantastic. He's probably my favorite in TNA. There's other great examples as well. Trey Miguel, who we've done a bunch of interviews with. Trey's great. There's so many men, but if you want my top three of all time, and I don't care what you wrestling purists say, Mick Foley, Bray Wyatt, and Sean Waltman, the 1-2-3 kid, X-Pac, top three.